So this first story took place about 6 or 7 years ago. And so when I first started topping, I was on Grindr. I was going through all the profiles, of ones where I was attracted to them, or if I didn't, if the picture wasn't of their body or their face, I would open up their profile and I would look at their stats and I would, do the mental math in my head. It's like, okay, 6'1", 145, and 22 years old. You know, those qualities, all three of those qualities together, that's more than bangable in my book. That's at least a 7, no, at least an 8. So I'm good to go. Whatever you look like, unless you're Indian, not Native American. Native Americans are fine, but Indians with I'm not a racist, but gross. Anyway, I messaged him. I messaged this guy, and I have pictures on my profile, and he messaged me back, and he was interested, and he sent me pics, and shoot, holy shoot, keeping it family friendly. This guy was gorgeous, like model pretty in the face, and a stupid good body, shredded, skinny, uh, and just really good looking. And so I was like, okay, let's go. Where are you at? Where's that ass at? Because I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna do stuff with my penis. Anyway, so he's like, well, I can't tonight. My boyfriend's home. Okay, so this was relatively early in my random hookup career. And so, what I quickly would find out is that twinks, 25 and under, 18 to 25, 18 to 30-year olds, twinks don't have their shit together. They always have a roommate, they rarely have a car, and they're always cheating on their boyfriends, or they have like an open relationship or whatever bullshit. So I'm like, okay, well, message me when you're available. So one night at like 2 a.m., I see him on Grindr and I message him and he's like, yeah, you can come over. My boyfriend's out of town. And I'm like, sweet. He was very pale too. And I'm into good looking pale guys. I'm all over that. So I go over there, poor side of town. And near the train tracks, there was a house, and there was like this long ramp going up to the door, like a wheelchair ramp. Yeah, that's gonna come into play pretty quickly here. And so I walk into his place because that's how it works with gay hookups. They unlock the door and you walk in because you don't knock on the door because they could be fucking with you. Oh, sorry, effing with you, and it could be the wrong, apartment or house or whatever, and then that's how you get shot. Anyway, I open the door and I walk in, and he's there. He's there waiting for me, fully clothed. Um, Not many such cases. Most of the time, they're ready to go when you show up. But he was clothed, waiting for me. He let me in, and his place, his house with his boyfriend, was disgusting. Of course, there was shit all over the floor. It was dirty. I took my shoes off. I could feel like grainy, dirty shit in the carpet, and it was just really gross. And he's like, "Okay, you need to be quiet. We need to be quiet, because my boyfriend's grandma, who's in a wheelchair, uh, is asleep. Obviously because it's 2 a.m. And she's like right there. She's right in the next room. One thin door away from us right now is my boyfriend's grandma sleeping. And I'm like, okay. Unfortunately, you are as good looking as your profile pictures, so let's go. So we go to his bedroom or their bedroom, and their bedroom, his boyfriend and his bedroom, was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Not only was the floor covered with like garbage and dirt and shit, and the bed was, clearly the sheets hadn't been done in a while. There was also stuff all over the shelves and the walls, just like dust. It needed to be cleaned so bad. But I'm not a clean person. Look at my place. Yada, yada, yada. And despite it being like the second time I had ever topped, I put on a very good show. And I he enjoyed it because we did it again. It was, I won't go into any details or anything, but I did what I needed to do, and he took it like a champ. Anyway, and the grandma did wake up uh, during when we were doing it, and then he goes out there. He greeted her, and he took her outside because she had to have a cigarette or something, and I was waiting there, and just I think I put the condom wrapper in in a terrarium that didn't have anything in it, just because I wanted to like fuck with him because he had been fucking with me for months at this point. It had taken months to get over there and bang him, and it was quite frankly annoying. So I put the condom wrapper in the terrarium, hoping the boyfriend would find it, just to fuck with him. And he found it at some point though before the boyfriend came home. He comes back after the grandma had her cigarette and I could leave. So like a couple weeks after the second time we banged, I was talking with like someone who knew a mutual of ours, who knew the guy and the boyfriend and their situation, and he's like, "Yeah, that guy, the guy that I was with in the dirty house, is like, yeah, they broke up like 6 months ago." I'm like, "What? They broke?" But I was just over at their house, getting my bang on. Well, the grandma was in the next room, and the guy that I was telling it to just started like laughing. And he's like, "No, they broke up like 6 months ago." The guy who I banged didn't live there anymore. He was actually homeless. He had been kicked out by his ex boyfriend from that house. The grandma didn't know it. He was staying there while while the boyfriend was out of town. She was, demented. She didn't know that he didn't live there anymore. But the most beautiful hobo that I have ever been with. Um, but I don't make it a habit of being a hobosexual. But yeah, so I banged this guy in his ex-boyfriend's house while the boyfriend was out of town and the grandma was in the next room. That's the story, basically.